Hey Baker, we were just talking to Coach Kingsbury, who said you guys are in a good place. That you kind of worked through whatever differences you had. How do you feel your relationship is with Cliff?
I mean, it was a long time ago, and we've talked since. I played against him a few times since, and so I mean, it's exactly that. We're in a good place. Obviously, he's trying to beat me this week. I'm trying to beat him. I mean, on top of that, and Kyler being involved, it makes for a fun one for us.
I'm going to ask you that. I know it's a business trip, and you don't go head to head with him, but can part of you enjoy this, the fact that you guys are in the same game?
Yeah, I think anytime you see a familiar face within competition, it makes it something you want to strive to have a little bit of bragging rights over. Something just to enjoy it, have more fun.
Was it simply the passage of time that helped you guys get to a good place, or did he kind of help that out?
Yeah, passage of time, conversation. I think all of the above. It's in the past. I mean, what happened, and we move forward.
What was your biggest issue with him at the time, and do you still use it as motivation?
I mean, it's back in 2013. It's 6 years ago. I mean, we're not going to redig issues back then.
Do you still use it at all?
No, I mean, I think it worked out for them. They got Pat Mahomes, and I think he's doing fine now. So.
Hey Baker, do you think your success last year kind of paved the way for Kyler maybe to be? I mean, there was some scrutiny about his game, his size, all those kinds of things. Do you think your success last year helped him kind of get to where he's at now?
No, I think Kyler's just a phenomenal athlete. He's one of a kind. After being around him for a few years in practice of watching him tear it up on scout team and then play, he is who he is. I mean, it's a special player. I mean, very few people. He's the only one to ever be drafted in the first round, baseball and football. There's very few athletes like him, physically capable of what he's able to do.
How much of him have you watched this year? Obviously, you're busy doing your job and focused on the Browns, but have you had any opportunity to watch any of his games, and what do you think of it?
Tried to catch a few. Obviously, with our division playing theirs, we've seen a good amount of their film, but it's try and keep up with him. But I know how busy he is. That first year is in fast motion, so just catching up with him every once in a while. I'll talk to him this week though.
Is it any bit surreal to you that you guys went #1 overall back-to-back, and now here you are and you're ready to play each other?
No, I mean I'm obviously very happy for him. Was happy for him. I remember I was eating dinner with my family when he won the Heisman last year, and just how excited I was for him. He deserves all that, and so it's going to be fun to play against him.
Who did you vote for this year, by the way?
I can't tell you guys that.
Pretty public last year.
Well, that was easy.
Do you feel in some ways the success that you had opened the door for another team to be able to draft a not-involved quarterback, number one?
No, I think our game's different. I think just his arm talent alone is very special. The things he's able to do when he throws the ball, it comes out of his hand different. And when you see it in person, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And obviously, his speed is next level. He's very quick. You try and tackle him in a phone booth, so he's a tough guy to defend.
The concepts that he ran in college, Coach Kingsbury's really incorporated into that Arizona offense, and that's kind of outside of the box in the NFL. Usually when guys come out of college, they want you to conform to a certain style of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be a trend in the league, that some of those out of the box? I mean, you see Lamar in Baltimore, that those out of box quarterbacks can really have success, and they don't have to be that quote unquote prototypical NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I think what you see nowadays is there's been a bunch of guys to break the mold, and coaches call plays to the strengths of their players. Whether it's the QB or running backs, receivers, you want to get guys in the best position to win. And so these guys that are more of the running quarterback, whatever you want to put the label on it, they're able to throw, but they're able to take advantage of numbers and their athleticism. But yeah, Cliff's done a good job of them implementing the things that Kyler's good at, things he's been doing for his whole career, and you're seeing that success offensively with them.
Do you continue to be as aggressive as you've always been, take your shots and do whatever you need to do, and not worry about ratings and numbers and things like that, and just keep trying to?
Yeah, no, I think that the one throw that got tipped off of Hodges' hands, need to let him clear it out and throw it to Jarvis on the in route. I mentioned it after the game, but after looking at it, feeling the window and being aggressive, trying to take advantage of something that I see and feel. there's a good balance of that and just going through my reads and putting it in the right place. So, yeah, I think that's one that I really regret from Sunday, but, I got to continue to be me.
What do you see when you look at that Arizona defense?
They're doing a lot of stuff to give you mixed looks up front. They're pressuring, they're blitzing a lot. Obviously, we played Vance Joseph last year as a coordinator in Denver, and so we're going to see what they're going to do. They're giving us a bunch of different looks. They got a bunch of guys up front that are making plays. Obviously, Chandler Jones, we got to know where he is at all times.
Hey, Baker, I know you're not obsessed with stats, but you also care about your accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So you bothered when you have a completion percentage like you did Sunday?
Absolutely. Like I've said, it's all the little details that affect those stats. I mean, as long as we win, ultimately that's the main goal. But I gotta continue to work on that stuff. Get the ball in our guys' hands, let them make plays.
Where do you think? I mean, we're almost through year 2 here. Where do you think you got better as this year's gone?
Protection-wise, up front, handling different looks. Slowing the game down for me, just mentally. Now it's about just getting everybody on the same page and doing our job.
Do you feel like you've taken that 25% jump in most areas that John Dorsey's doing?
Obviously, statistical, not really. With the turnovers and everything like that, I'd say that we've had a few unlucky bounces, but at the same time, made an improvement for the most part, but still not good enough.
When you were at Tech, did you see Cliff as an NFL coach? Did you see that was trending that way?
Yeah, you could see, at the time, the type of coaching that was getting into the NFL, that was when Chip Kelly was getting into it. Just the more air raid, whatever you want to put the label on it, of spreading the ball out, trying to take advantage of numbers. People are always going to have their opinions on what works, what doesn't. But, Cliff was successful in college when he played. He went to the NFL, had a little career, and then got back into coaching because he's a brilliant offensive mind. And so players love playing for him. I know that just from personal experience, obviously. And then, they adapt to what he does.
With him saying today that he wishes he would have done things differently in the way that you guys guard him, do you appreciate that he takes some responsibility for that?
Oh, absolutely. And those are conversations that we've had. And so we've both acknowledged that, an 18-year-old Baker wasn't the all-knowing that he thought he was. And just having a conversation goes a long way.
Baker, we haven't talked to you since you went on Twitter after the game Sunday and apologized.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel the need to meet with anybody from that training staff?
Yeah, I had the conversations I needed to within our building. Like I said when I addressed it afterwards, the effect that those words have in the bigger scheme, the bigger picture, were not my intentions. And so the people within our building, like I said, know where I'm coming from. They know my frustration. They know that, if I was happy-go-lucky about everything, then we'd have a real problem on our hands. But I talked to the people I needed to, and so I'm confident in that and us moving forward.
Sometimes when you go into a game, it serves you well to have that little chip on your shoulder. So are you sorry in some ways that you and Cliff have buried the hatchet, so you won't have that?
I don't even know. This one is more Kyler and I. This is real bragging rights. Being in the same quarterback room for a few years and just razzing each other back and forth. Like I said, it's gonna be a fun one.
Who's the better scout team quarterback?
I'd say I probably had the better scout team overall, so I can't directly compare. You had two of the starters on the Ravens offense right now, a few other guys around the league that played with us on scout team.
Hey, I know you're not Steve Wilkes, but will you talk to some of your defensive teammates about Kyler?
After I heard the message this morning, the scouting report, they have it all panned out of how they want to attack it, the exact strengths of their offense, and I agreed with it.
How did you,
Couple more.
when Kyler was with you, how did you sort of, show him the way, impart your wisdom? Did you really take him under your wing and
I think the only thing was the transfer thing. Playing 1 year, your true freshman year, and then transferring right after. It can be different to sit out that next year and have to take the back seat. It's not like it was his choice. But then moving forward, Kyler did a lot more for me than I probably did for him, just pushing me to be better. Whenever you have a guy like that behind you, it's really going to push you. And so that's why I truly believe competition raises all levels around you, and so thankful for that.
Did you encourage him to follow the football path? Did you give your 2 cents on that?
I did. I'll leave it at that. I did.
Figures, we've seen more about what Odell's had to deal with throughout this year with injury. What's it say about him that he hasn't missed a game? He's played like 96% of the snaps.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's much like I hit on after the game. He's fighting through pain. It shows you how much he really wants to win. The things that I've continuously said about he wants to be the solution to help us. It's the same message.
Do you see the frustration from him not being able to be the athlete I'm sure he knows he can be?
Yeah, no, like I said after the game as well. I think that's where the frustration comes from, and we can sense that. But that's that.
You think he will be back here next year?
I can't answer that for him. I mean, there's all the rumors going around, but I have my conversations with him, and I know what we talk about, so I trust him wholeheartedly.